Good evening. Welcome back to Nick Can't Game, or Can He? As always, if you like these videos, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons below here on YouTube, and you'll be notified whenever a new video comes out. Uh, it's great to see you all this evening. I hope you had a wonderful day. And yeah, we're at the midway point of the week. So it's all down here towards the weekend from this point on. And yeah, we're going back tonight into the City of Heroes. Time to be a superhero again, especially since, I just saw the new movie yesterday. It was amazing. Really the best Superman movie since the late Christopher Reeve was playing the part. Absolutely excellent. But yeah, right now, let's get into the game and let's have some fun. Okay. Really? Every time. Every time. Okay. Come on, log in. You can do it. You can do it. Log in. Come on. There we go. And we are back with Star Caesar, our archery and time blaster. We are in King's Row, about to start off a new set of contacts. Right now, let's introduce you to radio missions. We'll go talk to Detective Freytag outside of the police station here in Kings Row. Let's see, I believe I have... Yes, I have a temporary flight power. Little rocket pack. Okay. One thing to note, the developers of this game, when they created it, had a bit of a sense of humor and paying homage to past characters. Detective Freytag. Freytag is, I believe, German for Friday, so this is basically an homage to the old Dragnet series. Good to meet you. Star Caesar, I'm Detective Freytag. My partner is Detective Becktrees. We're cops. We're here to help, but we can't handle everything, and sometimes we have to call on the post-human residents of this first city for additional aid. You do right, we might even have some special work to contact you about. Now that you've gotten a police radio, you can start scanning police chatter to hear about the crimes as they're committed in your current zone. You can then act on a report by selecting it from the police radio listed under your contacts. So let's take a radio mission before we go to our other contact. And you see here we have three alternate missions. We can be on the alert for members of the council carrying a stolen Ricky interface. Um, I will explain about the council and the Ricky as we get closer to actually encountering them in the game. We received an ultimatum from members of the Skulls. They claim that they have the Operation Oscilla Thruster and will use it unless one of their leaders is freed from the Zig. And that's another reference. The Operation Oscilla Thruster is actually a reference to Buckaroo Banzai Across the Fifth Dimension movie. The Oscillation Overthruster, that was one of the big plot points in that movie. And then robbery in progress at the Kings Row Pawn Shop. Let's go after the Oscilla Thruster. And that mission is not too far away from where we are now. Right around the front of this building. And after you do a certain amount of radio missions, you are given a mission you can take, which would be a timed mission where you have to stop a bank robbery in progress and have certain goals that you can meet for extra bonus objectives, points, rewards, however you want to call them. I might try to do one of those tonight, or I might just go on to our next contact and get the next story arc from her. It's always beneficial to explore as much of the map as you can. You never know where your objective will be. Really? So let's see what's off in this area and where it leads us. Okay. Right. So with nothing there, which means it's got to be this way. All right. Okay. And we can see by here that we have completed our other objectives, and the MacGuffin we're looking for is over that way. But I'm going to keep putting the bad guys in jail with my arrows. Okay. There we are. And that got us our mission complete. And now we can go find our way to our other contact, or just call her. She says Kings Row's in some serious hurt. Ever since Galaxy City got smashed, the refugees have been flocking to Kings Row, hoping they can return home soon. Unfortunately, a lot of them are out on the street with nowhere to go, and that's made them easy pickings for gangs like the Skulls. I've been keeping tabs on the Skulls for some time with my new site, Raw from the Row, and I'm telling you, it looks like we're about to have an epidemic of Superadyne addicts if the PPD or someone can't crack down on them. The people of the Kings Row need your help. Sure. The Superadyne Ring, Part 1, Product Placement. Superadyne has been on the streets of Kings Row for years now. But with all the refugees fleeing into Kings Row after the destruction of Galaxy City, the Skulls have really started to push their product. The number of Superadyne-related crimes is escalating, and the PPD don't seem to have enough manpower to put a stop to it. Only so much good can be done by writing about this. It's time someone took action. Will you help me shed light on the Skull's activities here in Kings Row? Maybe together we can put a stop to all this. Sure, I'll do it. I'll put a stop to the Skulls. Great. This city is sick. And as with any illness, I turn to my good friend Genevieve Saunders over at Crown Memorial Hospital for a diagnosis of the cause. Genevieve has indicated that the hospital's detox wards are reaching maximum occupancy. Superadyne addicts are being brought in off the streets in droves, and from what she said, they're suffering from some pretty extreme states of withdrawal. She said that if I could find a hero to help, then she would have some information for them to act on. I guess that means you're our hero. Yeah, I guess it does. So let's go talk to Genevieve. Star Caesar, Shauna called to let me know you were on your way. Thanks for agreeing to help out. More Superadyne addicts are showing up to the hospital every day and they're in bad shape. From what I've gathered, the Skulls are forcibly addicting people to the drug. Star Caesar, a lot of these people lost everything in Galaxy City. They've turned to theft and less savory acts in order to pay for their next fix. Eventually they either end up arrested here or in the morgue. Sorry, it's so frustrating. You came in from information in order to solve this problem, not listen to me go on about it. According to some of my recovering patients, the Skulls have a drug den in Industrial Avenue. People go there to buy their Superadyne. If you can hit the Skulls on the streets hard enough, they might just spill the beans on who's running the show and exactly where that drug den is located. Okay. And let's see. And our clue is just a restatement of what she's just told us. And we're going to have to find some Skulls on the streets to smash. Oh, here's some now. Okay. Fortunately, the hospital is right outside where that guy is, and we can head back out to shoot him in the face again. All right. Two more. And we will know just where this drug den is. One more skull. Like, say, that one right there. Pay Toothbreaker Jones a visit. Okay. Sure thing. What's going on is that you're being raided. P.S. You're under arrest. Right. Okay. Let's see what's down this side. Okay, so we've cleared out this section, and it looks like there's only one section left to go. Okay, let's see what's here on this desk. This mayonnaise jar is filled with the broken trophies that earned Toothbreaker Jones his cheerful moniker. He keeps tissues broken from people. Okay, dude, I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring you in now. We shut down Toothbreaker Jones, drugged in and put him behind bars. Now we exit the mission. We are at level 10, so we should go and get our next superpower from Blue Steel. Okay. Train to a new level of power. After training, you will have access to multiple builds. Each build levels up independently, can have different power choices, and different enhancements slotted. You can select which build is active by visiting a trainer. Congratulations, you attained the security level where you can found the supergroup. You'll find a supergroup registration desk across from the entrance at City Hall in Atlas Park. You can, if you create one, you can choose the team name, the team colors, and even chest emblem. All supergroup members share a common chat channel. You can now create items using the Invention System. You should go see Admissions Officer Greg Link at the University of Still Canyon. He'll be able to show you how to use the invention salvage and recipes that you've been collecting. You will gain another row of inspiration slots, which are these here, a new power of your choice, room for 10 more recipes in your recipe inventory, and room for 10 more items in your auction inventory. Okay, train up to the next level. Let's see. Let's go with Chronos. Chronos, you distort time around you, selecting a period of your time when your abilities are at your highest. Your damage, attack rate, and chance to hit are dramatically increased for a brief period. This power places the accelerated effect on you. While this is in effect, the target has any healing and any healing over time. Effects from temporal healing or Time Lord significantly increased. Invention System unlocked. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go to let's go to the train, go to Steel Canyon, and do the invention tutorial. I can show that to you guys tonight. We are going to the south section of Steel Canyon, which is where the university and the inventions tutorial and this admissions officer is. We are here. The university is over there. Let's fly over. So here we are in the university, and let's talk to the admissions officer. Welcome to Paragon University. I'm Greg Link, the admissions officer here on campus. We've just implemented an exciting invention curriculum. This is the invention tutorial. It should take you approximately 20 minutes to complete. Click on Ask About Available Missions to start the tutorial. You will enjoy our inventions program. We have a number of courses available that will help you become acquainted with the method and procedures used in the invention process. Review the course syllabus. We have a collection of them on the counter here. Okay. And here we are. What we have to do, learn about salvage, recipes, learn about using the workbenches, learn about the enhancements, and then do the wrap-up. Okay, time for your first course. Be introduced to and contact Professor Borum. who is just around the corner here. Hey, Star Caesar, Mr. Link sent you over here, right? I'm getting students by the truckload ever since we implemented the Invention program. This class is about salvage. There are 5 types of salvage, but the most common are invention salvage. Invention salvage is used to create a variety of items. In case you're wondering, even while you're playing in supergroup mode, you still acquire invention salvage. Let's move on. There are different rarities, which basically means how often or how rarely you find certain types of salvage. That's common, uncommon, and rare. The color of the name and the information listed in the information bar will tell you exactly how common or rare your salvage is. So I bet you're wondering how you're going to carry around all this stuff. Well, it's simple. You have an entire inventory dedicated to salvage. The amount of salvage pieces that you carry is limited at first, but as you increase the security level, that will grow somewhat. Vaults located in Pocket D or around Paragon City can also hold your invention salvage. Your final lesson is a simple one. You can sell your salvage to any store in Paragon City. You can't buy it there, but you can sell it. You can even sell it to Under Heroes if you make your way over to the auction house. I have a sign for you. Now don't throw them like that, this is school after all. So search the stacks to my right and find more information on salvage. If you ever forget what I taught you, you can always research it again. Now go research salvage and come back to me when you're done. I want to make sure you don't end up in the cafeteria. Okay, smartass. There are 5 types of salvage. Okay, this is basically what he already told us. So we go back. Okay, your next assignment is to head over to the campus supply room and pick up some salvage. Here's the list I need, hurry back. Okay. You hear suspicious activity downstairs? This can't be good. It never is. Are there any other... No, there are no other bad guys in the building. So it's safe to pick up the salvage. Exit the mission and go back to the professor. Well, hello again. How did it go? What happened? I can't believe the council would be so blatant as to try to rob a university supply room. I don't suppose you managed to get my supplies. Really? Good work. You've impressed me. Okay, I'm going to send this salvage over to Professor Chandler. You're going to need it later on in your coursework. You did a fine job, Star Caesar. This course was more than you bargained for, I'm sure. I feel very confident sending a student as capable as you to your next class. And the next class is Professor Taylor, who will be talking to us about recipes. And Professor Taylor is over here. So you must be Star Caesar. Made it through Gorham's class, did you? I heard about the council. That's terrible, yet somehow not surprising. Good job getting the supplies. My class is about recipes. I talk fast and brief, listen and learn. Like your enhancement and salvage inventory, you now have a recipe inventory, which you can find by clicking on the Recipes tab next to the Salvage tab. Recipes have different rarities, as shown by the color of their name. Common are white, uncommon are yellow, rare are orange, again just like the salvage, and ultra rare are purple. Recipes are dropped at random by defeating bad guys, earned by mission rewards, and can only be used once. You can buy common recipes off the workbenches if you don't want to wait for the drop. You'll need influence though, and a spot in your recipe inventory. You can carry the common recipe around with you or make it right away, if you have the fee and salvage needed. As you build, once you meet the requirements, you can acquire badges that allow you to memorize any common recipe, depending on how many builds the badge requires. Once a common recipe is memorized, it will appear on the Memorize tab in your recipe inventory. There are 5 badge tiers, broken down by recipe level and type. Each recipe tells you what it requires to build it. Each has salvage and components and influence for the workbench fee. Your recipe inventory size starts out as a certain size but grows larger as you increase in security level. If you're making an enhancement, you can mouse over the enhancement icon and you'll see a tooltip that gives you more information about that enhancement. They can be enabled or disabled. So if you have it disabled, you may want to go into your options to enable them again. For other types of items, additional text is displayed to show you exactly what the recipe will build. So here's your assignment. Go over to that research terminal at the circulation desk counter and research recipes. Print your search results and come back to me when you're done. Sure. And this, as we see, is basically a rundown of what he just told us. And with that, we can go back to him and move on to the next portion of the tutorial. Okay, looks like you're ready to move on to the next class. And that is Workbench and Results, taught by Professor Chandler. Okay. Looks like this professor is upstairs. And in the other direction upstairs. Here we go. I'm Professor Chandler, and this is a two-part class on workbenches and results. Have you noticed the workbenches all over campus? You'll be using them to invent. You can also buy a workbench for your supergroup base if you have the resources for it. Using the workbench is simple. Select the recipe you want and select Create to make something. If you don't have the ingredients or the finances, you won't be able to because it will be grayed out. You acquire recipes by defeating mobs and receiving them as rewards. You can only use them once unless you've got the badges that the guy downstairs just talked about. If you aren't sure which is which, look at your inventory or the workbench window, it'll tell you. Now let's talk about the results of the workbench. What really happens when you are done. Recipes can build enhancements and even costume parts. Now you might want to arrange your inventory before you start, because if you don't have room you won't be able to build anything. The recipe display will tell you this too. If all goes well, the result of your hard work will be dropped into your enhancement inventory. Costume parts work slightly differently. You create them and they are unlocked, but you still have to visit a tailor to pick them up. Just go see Carson or one of the other gents at Icon and you'll be set. That particular thing, the Icon and the costume system, after you create your first one, gets discussed at level 20. We will worry about it at another time. Now, if you would, make your way to the fancy computer next to me and read up on workbenches and their results. Come back with the manual. Okay, I want to see some wear marks on these pages. I have another task for you after that, but it's a fun one. You'll get to create something. Okay. Here is the computer in question. Which again is a brief rundown of what she already told us. So we can finish with that and go back to her. So we got a damage recipe, and we can build that enhancement at any one of these workbenches. Okay, hide recipes missing an ingredient, hide recipes that we don't own. Let's make sure. Yeah, any workbench will do. Okay. And create the recipe. And then we can go back to the professor. And after that we can add it to one of our powers. Let's see what you made there. Lovely, you did a fine job. Very good, it looks like you're almost ready to put all that training to use. And we go down to our next contact, Professor Topser. He's located on the second floor, which is up there. You're late. Have you no concept of time? No excuse for tardiness. I'm Professor Topper. Now come on and let's teach you a little something about invention enhancements. Invention enhancements are a brand new type of enhancements that you get to make. They're like traditional enhancements, but with more kick. They can be slotted at 3 levels higher than yours, but if my calculations are correct, and they always are, they cannot be combined with other enhancements. But this will put some gas in your cap. They don't expire as you level. And wait, there's more. Their effectiveness is constant and based on the level of the recipe. There are even new sets of invention enhancements. Individual enhancements make up these sets, and they work like normal invention enhancements, but as you gather and slot your single power within the set, it grants you bonuses at any level. Imagine the bonuses if you had the whole set. Now go sift through those ground storage cylinders and see my instructions and investment enhancement samples. Give me a report on these samples. I want to know what you think. And that is this stack over here. Which again is a rundown on exactly what he just told us. So we go back to him to finish with his coursework. Well, you passed my class with flying colors. It looks like your last stop is the guidance counselor. And we talked to guidance counselor Jones, and he is downstairs on the first floor. And it's all the way in the back here. A-Star Caesar, I'm the guidance counselor here at the university. I'm here to help you wrap up your studies and give you a heads up about consignment houses. If you want to learn more about where to buy and sell your stuff once you make it, I can help you out. Wentworth's Fine Consignments is where you want to be. See the Wentworth visitor representative at any location. They'll explain the consignment house system. Oh, one more thing. You can actually buy a temporary teleport power to the consignment house. They sell them right there at Wentworth all the time, no waiting, and it's a fixed price. Anyway, do me a favor, will you? Check out the pamphlets I have tacked to my bulletin board. All the information you need on consignment houses is at your fingertips. Okay. Wentworth is the auction house. There's one in every zone in Paragon City. If you need a specific piece of salvage for a recipe, you can search for it there, put a bid on it, and if you're lucky, you win the bid and you get the salvage you're looking for. Same thing with recipes. If you want to, you can sell your recipes or enhancements that you don't need there. Yeah, they're in Alice Park, Kings Row, Steel Canyon, or Talos Island. And yeah. And we go back to the guidance counselor. Looks pretty interesting. You'll have to check them out sometime, especially if you're going to invent stuff. Well, Star Caesar, this is the end of your studies here at the university. Congratulations. You've successfully completed all your coursework and now you are an inventor. Take this badge, you've definitely earned it. You have now completed the Invention tutorial. So we are going to take this invention that we created and we are going to stick it in one of our powers. And let's go with the blazing arrow power. And let's call our contact in Kings Row. It looks like Twin Shot wants to see us too. We'll work on the Kings Row contact in the next episode. Because I think after we talk to her now, we're going to call it an evening and an episode. The Invention tutorial, I think, is good enough for one episode. Okay. Wow, that's going to make an amazing story. Star Caesar takes down Sue Paradigm Den and busts the leader. Saves innocents from the skulls. Unfortunately, Jones is just one of several pushers in the area. Taking him down put a dent in the skull's profit margin. But I have a feeling that now that you've pushed the skulls, they're going to shove back. Watch yourself out there, they'll be gunning for you. Ask about available missions. The Paradigm Ring Part 2, push comes to shove. You mentioned that Jones was talking to someone on the phone about shipment. I've heard about the skulls expecting a big shipment from one of my sources. I'm going to talk to her and see if I can get some more details. In the meantime, Genevieve called, says she has some information about where more Paradigm dens could be located. And we will handle the skulls. We will go back to King's Row in the next episode. Once again, I thank you very much for your time and the patience you have spending this time with me, and the kindness, support, and love you've always shown me. I appreciate it very much. I love you all. Take my love with you everywhere you go. And remember to be good to each other. It's the highest calling in all the world. Show each other kindness, compassion, mercy, and love. And I'll see you again very, very soon.